while Moses is trying to get the commandments from God. So Moses went up to the mountain, as you guys all remember that story, correct? Okay. Moses was up at the mountain, and while he was gone, life went on in the camp. You know, the people were at the camp doing what they do, and they were waiting, and they were waiting, and they were waiting on Moses to come back. Well, I don't know how long they waited. I really don't, but it must have been a long time. They got kind of tired of waiting. They got impatient. And they go up to the guy who was left in charge. His name was Aaron. And they said, Aaron, we want a God to be in our camp. We want something that we have here with us. We don't even know Moses. We haven't seen him in so long. He could be dead. We don't know where he's at. We want something in the camp. Well, this high priest, this here very important religious fellow, guess what he does? What? He says, okay. He says, bring me all of your gold. All the gold that you guys can find, bring it to me. So they all gather up all the gold, and Aaron takes the gold and melts it and uses a tool. And remember that he used a tool, okay? He used a tool to carve a golden calf. He made a cow and they put it in the camp, and all the people said, this is the God that delivered Israel from Egypt. Is that true? Was it the cow? No. Well, they started worshiping the cow. They would bow to it and dance around it and all these other things that you're not supposed to do to what they call a false idol. Well, Moses is up on the mountain with God, and God tells him, says, your people, Moses, is doing all these here things. They've made an idol, a cow. They're worshiping the cow. They say it saved them. I saved them, not the cow. I'm going to smite them. I'm going to destroy all the people. Moses says, no, don't do that. They're your people. Don't do that to your people, please. I'll deal with it. So, after a little while, Moses goes down the mountain, and guess what he finds? All of the people are dancing around the cow. Well, Moses gets so upset about this that he throws down the commandments God had sent him, and they break. Well, Moses tells all the people, said, whoever is loyal to God and loyal to everything that we started out with, come to me. And all the people that were still loyal to God, the ones not worshiping the cow, came to him. And he said, anybody who is dancing around the cow and worshiping the cow, kill them. So they all went through. And after that, Moses went back up to God and said, these people, they don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they're doing this. I'm trying so hard. Don't blame them. Blame me. Blame me for what they did. And God, once again, doesn't do anything, but Moses and all the people had already moved the center tent out from camp. So God was no longer the center of the camp. And Moses was one of the few that would go up to the tent to still worship. And God realized that. God told Moses, says, I will keep my promise to all these people. I will still send them to the land. He says, but because of how hard-headed they are and how they don't listen, and they're breaking all these rules, I'm not going to follow them. That was kind of harsh, don't you guys think? He didn't give up on the people, but he knew if he followed them, they would continue to make him mad because they weren't listening. You think that was too many rules? To not make a false idol and to worship the God that saved you from Israel? You think that was too much to ask of those people? You think so? It was too much to ask to worship God just himself? I don't think the people needed the gold cow, do you guys?
No, they did not.
No, they did not.
That was false. That was crazy.
Well, they did it and it made God mad. Alright. Can you imagine? Think about it like this. You guys do something nice for somebody. Let's say you give them, I don't know, food, a toy, a Ferrari, it doesn't matter. Imagine that you give somebody something of value, whether it's to you, to them, and then they look at the person sitting next to you and say thank you to them. Can you imagine how that would feel?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be a little mad if somebody if they thanked somebody else for something that you did? But God still forgave the people, and he still forgives us to this day, even though we quite often make a lot of mistakes.
No. I don't do it.